right off the bat, I'm just gonna say I hate California summer so much. Oh God, like, why, God, why? Anyways, hello everyone, my name is Zeotrex, and today we're doing a review of Blue Beetle, releasing just last week. Blue Beetle tells the story of Jaime Reyes. By the way, just gonna get this right off the bat, I apologize for any mispronunciations going forward in this movie. Anyways, Jaime Reyes, who on his way to get a job, comes in contact with an ancient Scarab, which gives him beetle-like powers, and therefore he is being hunted by Victoria Cord. I didn't really know who Blue Beetle was when this movie was announced, and I did some research, and I thought the concept was cool. That first trailer dropped, and I really liked that first trailer. Then, the second trailer came out, and then all this new DC reboot stuff started happening, and I was like, okay, I wonder what's going to happen with Blue Beetle. Apparently, it was going to be a more singular movie from what is usually told in Blue Beetle culture. From what is told in the DCEU before James Gunn came on and started to rearrange stuff. And so, yeah, this movie is technically the first of a new DC reboot movie. While not intended to be that, James Gunn kind of, pretty much said, hey, this movie's connected. It's not like the first... I'm gonna get more into that later, okay? Either way, this movie was gonna be released straight to HBO Max. Could you believe that? But I'm glad it wasn't, because it's the best thing DC has put out this entire year outside of, My Adventures with Superman. Which, by the way, if you aren't watching My Adventures with Superman, click off this video, watch this video first, then go to Max and start watching all the episodes. It's a phenomenal show. Anyways, Blue Beetle's biggest strong point is how it handles Hispanic, Latino, Mexican representation and culture. Now, me, white guy, I can't relate to it. But I still had a lot of joy watching how this culture was played out on screen, and I like it when movies are like that. Miss Marvel, I liked seeing the Muslim culture being represented, and if done well, I do think it could make for some great stories, like Black Panther. Again, Miss Marvel, not really a great story, but I definitely think what they did there was great. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. I'm trying to think of a few other ones off the top of my head. I can't think of any other ones, but yeah, I like it when we see that kind of representation done well. It's not trying to shove it in there forced so that way we could get a Grammy, because that's a thing now. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was handled really well, and I even understood something that happened. Like, there was a vapor rub scene where they put vapor rub on Jaime's nose to wake him up. I understood that because let me turn this down. Jesus, I'm gonna go blind. So I liked that. I liked seeing that culture. Again, the vapor rub in El Chaparral, Colorado. I, again, apologize for the mispronunciation. And the family dynamic in this movie is wonderful. And it makes me forget that these guys aren't an actual family, in real life. They are actors acting out a family. Which means that's just how great it was, I don't know, Zolo, that's how I'm gonna call him. I'm sorry, again, as Jaime is so great as Jaime, brings so much charm and charisma into the role, and George Lopez was really funny in this movie and genuinely sincere. There were some family members, like the sister, she was pretty funny. I liked Nana as a character. I think what they did with Nana was good, and I liked the relationship between Jaime and his father. I like what they did there. And yeah, again, the entire family together was great. And while the story at hand is a bit generic, standard superheroes origin story, bad guy gets similar powers to the hero. We've seen it tons of times before, to the point where it's like, okay, we know what this movie is going to be. We know all the story points. I think I just shat myself. But anyway, again, we've seen it tons of times before, but, this movie doesn't really it proves that that's not always a bad thing, you know? Sometimes it's, why do I have a Batman comic up for a movie about Blue Beetle? I just realized that. Hey, look, it's Batman Eternal. You know, okay, funny story. I got Batman Hush at the school library only to realize it was volume 2. So I'm not even reading the full Batman Hush story. Back to what I was saying, but yeah, the emotions I felt while watching this movie saved it for me. Like, they were they were strong enough for me to genuinely enjoy the story being told about, for me to enjoy the story being told. Now, the effects for this movie, for something that was supposed to go to HBO, the VFX is great. The Blue Beetle suit, while it looks a bit weird at some times, but practically, it's amazing. It's so expressive. You know, I love how expressive the suit is, and he has, the way the suit is, like, designed, let me get this popcorn bucket. So the way the suit, like, mask is designed, there's like a line at the bottom of the mask, and hello. Oh no, I bent it. Back to what I was saying. Sorry, I got distracted. I get distracted. The way the suit is, like, designed, whenever he talks, it kind of looks like he has that little mouth that he kind of has in some comics and cartoons. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's pretty cool. CGI was really good, and visually, the movie is stunning at points. There's a scene near the end in which Jaime is, like, in this, like, dream sequence. Trying not to spoil anything, but wow, it was pretty great. Best CGI DC had all year, I guess. And yeah, so the weakest, like, let's talk a bit more about the story. There was an element in it that I actually did not expect. They bring up a certain character a lot, and he plays a massive role in the background of the story and who these characters are and what, like, the Blue Beetle is. You probably already know who I'm talking about, but he plays a massive role in the background. But let's get to the weakest point of the movie, and that's the villains. Victoria Cord, a racist rich businesswoman who's like, oh, kill him. I don't like him. Kill him. Kill that guy. Oh, who cares if he's a kid? Kill him. Kill him, kill him, kill him. And the racist aspect you didn't really need is like, hey, I'm just gonna call you generic Hispanic Mexican name like Jose, despite the fact your name's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I think Victoria Cord is a pretty weak villain. Carapax, however, I think was a bit more of an interesting villain, having a cool design and interesting origin. They could have fleshed out these villains a bit more, if you ask me. And that's just my opinion. There's a side of this movie I won't spoil for now, but it's, again, surprising how big they bring up this character. Now, the future of this character, let's talk about how it's doing. So at the time of writing this script, $40 million at the box office, I believe. And a digital release has been announced for, like, next month. It hasn't even been a full week when I'm recording this. DC fans, oh my god, please watch the movies we hype up on the internet. Why do you not do this? Is it because you're like, yeah, DC, I'm not gonna see it? Like, granted, I didn't see Shazam or Flash, but I wasn't really excited for Shazam, and just what was going on in June kind of stopped me from watching The Flash. There is stuff that happened that, like, it's just frustrating that it's like this. And I wonder how Aquaman is gonna do next. I wonder if how DC is gonna be doing for the next little bit. You know, like, let's just kiss goodbye to a Blue Beetle 2 at this point for a while. Because the way that this movie is, the way this movie is doing at the box office, it's not doing well, like, at all. And so okay, yeah, that's going to not do, like, they're gonna see, people they don't care about Blue Beetle, so they're just gonna not do a sequel. But we do know that Jaime is returning in the new DCU, and again, this is technically the first movie in the new DC universe, so I think I'm gonna say what I think he means by that. Superman Legacy is gonna be the first new movie, like, made specifically for the new DC universe. You know, Creature Commandos, Waller, all of that. I think that's gonna be before the new DC universe. That's gonna be kind of like a chapter 0, or just getting dipping our toes into it. But so this is the first, like, this is the first canonical movie in the new DC universe. Superman Legacy is the first DCU movie being made. Like, this was just shoved into the DCU, but either way, he's returning, and it just hurts to see how this movie is performing at the box office. But I saw this coming from a mile away. The marketing was so lackluster for this movie, and I really don't know why. So let's Blue Beetle, fun action family adventure movie that has some really great moments, and what they did with the Blue Beetle character and lore and mythos was pretty cool. I want to see more of it, so I'm gonna give this movie an A. Spoilers. All right, let's go. So yeah, the character I did not expect to be brought up so much in this movie, Ted Kord. That was surprising. He plays a massive role in this movie from the background, and we get an insight on what he's about. So first of all, Superman and Flash are mentioned. When we see his lair. So because of where this movie takes place, it's referring to Corrin Sweat Superman, I assume. And if that's the case, I wonder who the Flash is. Maybe Jay Garrick, Wally West, Barry Allen. Doesn't really matter. The Batman being mentioned and is called a fascist by George Lopez. I thought that was funny, even though he's not. Ted Kord is the sillier Batman, and I think that works. The post-credits scene reveals what will happen with Ted Kord. Like, he's alive, shows the suit, and pretty much saying he's going to show up. And he's probably going to be in the Booster Gold TV show, because he has such a massive, like, connection with Booster Gold usually. The beginning of this movie showed multiple Scarabs, and originally thought to be a green Scarab hitting the blue Scarab. Oh no, that's a lantern ring. So that's awesome. That's probably connected to the Lantern Corps, or, you know, just cool way to expand the DC universe. The multiple Scarabs, we do know, are kind of like, I think the Scarabs are going to come back later, possibly in a Blue Beetle sequel, again, if we get it. So we could get Black Beetle, Red Beetle, we could get all the other Beetles, we could have a Shazam situation, and you know what, I might just read a Jaime Reyes comment. The second post-credit scene was Chaplin, Colorado, and Blue Beetle, which was cute, but I missed it because, you know, my dad just got tired. And that's it. I hope you guys did enjoy this review. Sorry for the little bit of a delay. School's just started up, and schedule's been all messed up. My script says next review will be One Piece, which it will be, but I'm also going to do a review of My Adventures with Superman once that gets done wrapping up. And yeah, until next time, adios.